Welcome to MedMen. My name's Pim, and that's Andy.
What are we talking about today, Pim?
Today, Andy, we are talking about 5 signs that you don't have a champion.
Oh, I almost like that you saying that to me made me hurt. What is the first of these 5 signs that I don't have a champion?
Yeah, you feel a bit implicated there, don't you?
did,
The first one, Andy, is that, your proposed champion doesn't introduce you to new stakeholders.
Yes, indeed. And it's almost in the way you say it that represents this picture of not having a champion, because we know a real champion, they have a vested interest in our success, and therefore they're selling internally for us. So it's not a case that they're not doing this, not giving us access, or the different ways that people frame it. It's that a real champion, metaphorically speaking, they should be sort of pulling us around the office going, have you met Pim? Look at what Pim's solution does. You need to see this so that you build this sort of momentum of not just, a champion, but potentially other champions, other coaches, other sponsors of your project.
The word build is an interesting one because champions don't magically just walk around in accounts for you. They are, just context to begin with, right? And a potential champion needs to be built into an actual effective champion. So connecting to vested interest. How do they win when you do? Them being able to sell on your behalf are things that require work. But by the time you've done the work, you want to make sure that you qualify against it. Because if you don't see these introductions and you've been asking for them, it's a red flag.
Yeah, and I want to pick up on something you said there. 2 words, the work. You said it twice. The work is, I think what you're talking about is working with your champion, or like you say, potential champion. And the work is uncovering what are their goals, what are their challenges, what strategies they have supporting those goals, what initiatives are in place, what obstacles are in the way of those, and working to uncover the pain and the gain and basically the underlying value. That is the work that you're talking about. But that brings us to our second sign that you don't have a champion, which is that they are not sharing information with you. They're not sharing the insights. They are kind of almost like keeping a closed book of their business that is making things very, very hard for you to sell, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it ties in with like a third point as well. So I'm going to the third sign because I think it underpins the 2 previous ones, which is the proactivity. Because we know as sellers, we need to be proactive. But by the time we will have done the work to build the champion, they should be proactive too, right?
Yes.
Like the pulling you around into the account takes a proactive approach.
Yes.
If it's not there, the former doesn't happen.
And that ties nicely into the 4th example, which is they tell you things that you didn't know already.
Right.
And that's part of being proactive, right? So every time you talk to your champion, you just hear the same status quo, the same updates, the things that are obvious. They're not giving you that insight of, we had this competitor in last week, this competitor to you in last week, or this person isn't actually an advocate of yours, they're a detractor, or, someone is actually an advocate of you. You should go and talk to them more. Those little insights, those gems are really sometimes great signals that you, in this case, have a champion. But if they're not telling, if you're reflecting on an account that you have right now, if you're looking at a deal that's live in your pipeline, think about your champion. If there's times where you're thinking, actually, there's nothing new they've told me about, our project, our opportunity for a while.
Yeah.
Not looking good.
That's such a strong one. I will take us home here and name number 5, which is they kind of like not commit to anything, right? They work around commitments. And commitments are the things that they will need to do to create the actions internally to make stuff happen, right? So it's, for example, going back to the stakeholder axis, asking for the introduction, saying, I'm not sure if we're there yet, kind of like, leaning back a little bit. People that want to make an impact, which is a trait that we typically see with champions, don't commit to things.
Yes, and it's impact, it's commitments. They are all traits of somebody that has power and influence. It's like power and influence isn't assigned. It's not given by rank or title. It's given by the innate personality that the person has. A typical trait of someone with power and influence is they get stuff done.
Yes.
And getting stuff done only happens when you have commitments.
Here's the champions, Andy.
Here's the champions.
Cheers.
We love them.